come down with love, got bit by the bug. I'm sick and I feel confused. I know if I come down with love, I can't get enough. I won't break this fever. I need her. I'm bit by the bug. I've come down with love.
Welcome to the GSL. I am Tasis, and with me is Artosis, and we have, for us, the match of the day. I'm sure for many of you guys watching at home, this is the match you tuned in for, even more so than Nada, because we have OGS Zenio, who's played so damn well against MVP.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Zenio's
solid.
That kid is 30 times better than he was last season, easily, and that is not an exaggeration. I live in a world of hyperbole, Tasteless, but that is not one of them.
Of course, IdrA, my teammate on EG, in case you hadn't heard it while watching the cast, I'll remind you again, is playing. Whoever wins this goes to be S-Class, which will make more sense as you see the next several seasons have gone and what we're going to do with that as we filter these guys into different categories. So there's a lot of pressure here, a lot of money on the line, a lot of pride on the line. It's going to be pretty crazy.
Yes, and IdrA versus Zenio, these two, I think, are two of the very best Zergs in this tournament.
Yeah.
The winner of this is actually going to play the winner of the Wind versus Nesty, a.k.a. Zergbong, I do believe. And both these players are actually a level above those two. Those two are very good, but I've played all these guys in ZvZ. These two are better at ZvZ. I expect the winner of this to make it through into the top four. So
now on the left is our nerd EG IdrA.
On the right, we have OGS Zenio, and even though only the winner of this match goes into the S-Class GSL, well, they're both S-Class in looks, man. I love that hair on Zenio, and IdrA, he is always handsome to me.
I love that shirt on IdrA.
Yeah.
Guys, this is going to be pretty wild. Two very high-level Zerg players. We've hardly seen any Zerg versus Zergs. So we're really going to get to see how do you do it.
Yeah, we're actually going to have one that we aren't fumbling over what to say because everyone's doing everything wrong. These guys know how to play, and they've beaten some good players on their way here. Very hard roads. Chicken Combo, that's one of the best names I've ever seen, and OGS Gone, obviously an OGS player. And then, of course, I'm MVP going down by Zenio. Here are the maps: Delta Quadrant, Blistering Sands, Steps of War. It's time to talk strategy, Tasteless. IdrA, I've been speaking with him nonstop since he found out Zenio was playing him. He's using my build on Delta Quadrant. I got my fingers crossed, Tasteless. Everyone's about to see IdrA do my build.
We're going to see if it works.
Yeah. What? Do you know anything about what Zenio's doing? I know you were out back talking.
I'm going to save it for when we're inside the game.
All right.
Hi, Grack. As you can see, Slayer's boxer called Greg Grack online, and since then, everybody has been calling him Grack. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. It's you can't make quite the same sounds in Korean as you can in the English language.
That's right.
So he thought it was spelled Grack
instead of Greg.
So that's like almost a meme by this time.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. But no. Hi, it's Greg. So pretty exciting. These maps for ZvZ, I like them. Blistering Sands can be quite interesting because of that back door.
Yep.
You can't really open one base roach. It's pretty terrible on that map. Delta Quadrant, you definitely can open one base roach. I'll talk about that in a minute. Steps of War, the closest map. The really, you be careful now or I'll kill you with Banelings map.
That's the boxing match and a phone booth match.
That is it, man.
Yep.
That is absolutely that. That is 5 pounds of Zerg in a 3-pound Zerg bag.
Oof. That bag can't possibly hold all that Zerg.
You wouldn't think so, but they burrowed.
So much pressure on the line here for these two guys because you got it to S-Class. And, of course, every time you advance further and further, you're that much closer to actually being near the finals. IdrA already said that he was confident he could get to the finals, but this was going to be his biggest hurdle, he said.
Yeah.
We had dinner with him last night, talked to him about this situation here. He didn't have a lot of time to prepare. It looks like the game's going to start, so let's get ready. So it has begun. It's on Delta Quadrant.
All right.
Over here in the red is going to be the one, the only EG IdrA, my nerd.
EG IdrA.
Down here at the bottom left
In
the yellow.
You're
Whoa.
supposed to be blue.
You're supposed to be blue.
I
Those are the
called
rules.
disqualification.
DQ'd. A very strong Zerg player. His name is none other than, you've heard it before, he played really well, previously taking an MVP.
Zenio.
All right.
You never know when that voice is going to come.
I'm going to quickly describe the strategy I gave to IdrA, which he's going to pull off here beautifully, better than I could, I'm sure. You open Roach, okay? You get 7 Roaches, you block your ramp, and you go pretty quick layer and drone up and take your back expansion. And then eventually, if things go pretty normally, you're going to take a third base and hit a timing attack. Now, if things change, sometimes you have to attack earlier, but the goal is to hit a really nice, strong economy 3-base timing attack, mostly with Infestor Roach, but it's a possibility he'll have Hydras in there if Zenio goes quick mutas. The one thing I must add in is IdrA added a second queen to the build quicker than what I do, so he's kind of stylized it to himself.
So he's going to control the ramp here, as you've said.
Yes.
All right, and just kind of tech up, get infestors. Right.
Tech up and expand.
Now, I was backstage just having a cigarette with Spunky.
Yeah.
Spunky, of course, in charge of all the players in OGS, and I actually am a little bit worried because the strategy that he told me he's going to do is Spunky's going to, not Spunky, rather, OGS Zenio is going to rush to Overseers and goop the hatchery, contaminate the hatchery over and over and over again because, as it turns out, I didn't know this, you can't larva inject.
Yes, that is true.
So that's going to be interesting to see. I don't know if IdrA was prepared when we talked about strategies before. We didn't really
we definitely
discuss
didn't talk
this
about
one.
this.
So
I can say I have actually played against that strategy countless times, and I've never even come close to losing a game to it.
Well,
so I'm really surprised that
we're
going
to find out soon. I'm getting nervous.
Yeah.
I'm getting the butterflies in my tummy.
That's right.
As the only EG guy in the tournament, could be taken out by OGS Zenio.
Yep.
The OGS Zenio, by the way, playing so damn well.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm worried about here. Now, the Overseer strategy, I don't really like. I've seen it a lot of times in the Korean ladder. I don't know why people do it, because when you have 2 queens, you just kind of like defend your hatchery. But as long as IdrA, he's doing a very defensive thing against something like a Zergling user who has to have a ton of larvae, that might be really good. But blocking your ramp with roaches, I'm feeling a win here for IdrA.
We're going to find out soon. By the way, cheers to everybody tuning in. We love you guys. We know that the IdrA matches get a ton of hits here. By the way, looks like IdrA has breached Zenio's base. He's going to get a quick glimpse of what's going on in here. Nothing out of the ordinary yet. He sees the Roach Warren. He's seen it all. And it looks like at least one of these links should get out of here. In fact, both.
Zergling World Tour is over. Time to go home and help kill those destructible rocks.
Destructible debris.
Oh, yeah.
The
Well, there's
destructible
rocks
debris.
in there probably,
The debris could be made out of rocks.
Debris? All right. Starting to work on that a little bit. Realizes he's not going to be under attack for a little bit. And kills that Zergling, so he's not going to know what's going on. Beautiful, killing that Zergling. IdrA going to drone up a little bit, get some more roaches. Starts at Spine Crawler, and also he has the Creep Tumor. He's going to push the Creep to his ramp. A Spine Crawler really helps at the ramp with the roaches there. You basically won't be broken by anything.
Now, this does remind me of a strategy Diapollo, #1 Command & Conquer player in the world, was using a while ago, but his technique was to get the roaches on the ramp, and he was going to actually get rush to mutas. So I really like that strategy too, but I think the Infestor build is quite interesting as well. I kind of prefer that now that Infestors are so good with fungal growth.
That's right. Now, Zenio already has that layer finished up, Tesla, so pretty exciting, making a couple Overseers to start.
Layer already done.
That's right. Now, the thing is, IdrA has 2 queens, so he's going to have to wait for these to work up to 75 energy, and he's actually even going to throw down a second hatchery pretty soon here. And with the 2 queens, it's hard to imagine this working, but we'll have to see.
Here come the Overseers. Contaminate. I just had to check. It's 75 energy. Now, even if he kills one of the Overseers, it only takes 1 to contaminate the hatch and screw up the production cycle.
Yeah, but the reason you get 2, of course, with this build is to do it over and over and over.
1 contaminate already.
And that's fine because the layer has finished. He can throw up a Hydralisk Den if he wants to.
And he will do just that.
Evo and a Hydra. It's the right choice. He wants to keep this, keep it contaminated as long as possible. But the thing is, IdrA can't really be broken.
IdrA also with an Overseer of his own.
And going ahead with another Contaminate.
Yep.
But again, IdrA, as we see, and another Overseer coming. Wow, that's a lot of Overseers. And IdrA has another hatch building. And along with that, 2 Queens that can't inject are gaining energy for transfusion.
And another Contaminate here on IdrA's hatchery. And here comes the timing attack here with Ling Roach.
Yep, he's going to have to hit this right on. But with 2 Queens, they should have a lot of energy and a Spine Crawler and Roaches at the ramp. He can funnel these Roaches into a very small area, and IdrA may very well be able to hold this. But it gets up the ramp so quick. Oh, wow. Beautiful execution here by Zenio, and IdrA is in a lot of trouble. It looks like my strategy turned out to be garbage against this.
He does have, I believe, enough here with the extra Roaches that are coming in here.
No, I guess my strategy is the best ever, Tasteless.
There's more Roaches on the way. IdrA sending out drones. Remember, you can't afford to lose that many drones. He goes over here.
He has a lot of Roaches making right now. IdrA, careful with those drones. Now, the big problem here is IdrA did not have his Roaches at the actual ramp.
Yeah.
If he had them at the actual ramp, that never would have happened. He'd still have both Queens.
Here we go.
But here he comes again. IdrA still getting speed, still making Roaches, and he has to engage at the Spine Crawler. The Spine Crawler is really quite key to defending this.
Now we
IdrA
have
might bring back a Roach.
Another Contaminate is about to occur here.
Very nice Contaminate.
The Roaches have breached IdrA's base. IdrA does have the superior Roach count. He's going to try to snipe these drones. Remember, IdrA just now getting the Roach speed. Finally picks off that last Roach there. Now, Zenio has to take him out here.
Yeah, Zenio...
Otherwise, he's going to be stuck on one base.
Yeah, let's take a look here at the unit counts. IdrA right now has 22 drones against 20 of Zenio. And 5 Roaches against 10 of Zenio. But he does have that Spine Crawling, does have positioning. So as long as IdrA keeps making Roaches, it's going to be very hard for Zenio to actually break him.
Now, of course, every time he goops that or contaminates that, to use a technical term, it takes longer for the Queen to get out. He needs to get a Queen out here so he can drive out the Overseers.
That is right.
I speak the truth.
Now, IdrA right now, his economy, it is superior.
Yeah, he does have
Zenio
22
is expanding, though. So that should help out. Now, IdrA, he does have a Queen.
It does look as though Zenio's going to go for Burrow now.
Ooh, Burrow. All right. He may, in fact, get Burrow movement as well, but I don't think so. I feel more like it might be useful to just use that for healing.
Tense moment here. IdrA tries to, Zenio tries to break up the ramp.
IdrA trying to do whatever damage he can to these Overseers.
Roaches were rallied there. Now, IdrA's best position is when he can start to macro. And, of course, these Overseers are going to really mess with that. It's good we're finally seeing a really high-level ZvZ here.
Yeah, this is actually great. We're seeing 2 amazing strategies. We have Spunky's strategy against my strategy. Who will win, Tasteless?
Who will win? Well, hopefully my nerd IdrA will win. I really want him to. Very interesting situation.
I don't care about IdrA. I only care about my strategy, Tasteless. All right. We have those Overseers. They are just circling, man. You see them all over the place, just checking here and there and everywhere. They don't have energy now, though. I like that Overlord speed. That's going to help his Overseers actually move quicker, get in and out quicker.
Yep, very smart.
But IdrA right now, he does have some Hydras out.
As you can see, IdrA just slightly behind now with drones. Because, of course, it's hard to larva inject those hatcheries when they keep getting hit like that.
And the Hydra's trying to get some hits. Oh, no. Flies right by.
Nope. 2 Hydras over here as well.
That's right. Hydras do damage quite quickly. A lot more Roaches right now for Zenio.
He does send these Overseer in here, and it does.
It lives.
Managed to get away.
That's all right. No problem.
Tense game here early on.
Yeah. Both players getting range attack. Just finishing here for Zenio. And Zenio is going to move up the ramp. No,
No, stop that, Zenio. Now, Zenio did have a light contain here. I don't know if he wants to give up that position just yet.
You got to be careful because as soon as fungal growth comes out, if you have lesser numbers, you lose all your units.
He's going to try to slip in here again. This location seems to be basically undefended, but Hydra's coming over there. DPS is quite good. Damage per second.
That's right. They have sick DPS.
17 HP.
Really, IdrA should spread those Hydras a little bit more. 3 at each position. He's not going to get gooped anymore.
IdrA just checking around here, trying to see what his opponent has.
Now,
Unit counting station. It's 39 to 36, so IdrA's only 3 drones behind.
That's right. But Zenio has more supply right now at 99 to 88. That's okay. IdrA's in a defensive position. He has more drones, so Zenio's army is just superior at this point.
IdrA does have more Hydras as well. Important to note. Since Hydras deal all the damage, Roaches absorb all the damage in this matchup. IdrA going to try to expand here. He's got to be careful. He can't have himself spread too thin. Spine Crawl over here to help as well. Here they come. Concave favoring Zenio right now.
As some of the Roaches are moving around in the back, the only problem is IdrA does not have enough units, and he went down just a little bit too early there.
Zenio's going to go for the kill here.
Yeah, IdrA's in a lot of trouble. Oh, man, it looks like he's going to lose his entire army at this point. IdrA, he's not even making units at this time. I'm very surprised at that. Making a few Roaches now.
And he did not cancel that hatchery. He's not going to be able to get more units out here. IdrA actually with a surprisingly large amount of minerals here. It does look like IdRA's going to lose this game.
Yeah, it does. GG. And IdrA ends up losing. We definitely saw a little mistake there by IdrA. Great play by Zenio. I love that.
I was really impressed.
That is such an. I've never seen that strategy done that well. I've played against it umpteen times, and that was really great the way he did that. But I must say that IdrA, he went down the ramp too early, Tasteless.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he didn't realize exactly where the game was, how far ahead or behind he was.
Yeah.
He had more drones, a stronger economy, but less units because of it.
Yeah.
And so he moves down, and Zenio looks. He's like, I have more units.
I don't think he needed to move down the ramp.
He didn't need to yet.
There's no need to expand that.
Should have waited a little bit.
Yep.
And gone for it. That's a very hard decision to make. He hasn't actually gotten to play with this build much. He's mostly done his practicing on build order testers and against the computer, so that this build would not be scouted. That's the problem. They know IdrA's ID, so I let him use, my ID a little bit to try to do it in single player and stuff. So there you go. He hasn't played the build quite enough. I do feel like the game could have been much closer there at the end.
Yeah.
If he is on top of the ramp, Zenio cannot attack into him.
Now our next map is Blistering Sands. What do you think about this?
Blistering Sands, I think that this is going to fit IdrA a lot better. It's going to be a build that he does a lot. I'm certain he will open a Baneling opening. But it is starting already, so we'll talk about that in a minute.
Let's get ready for game number 2 between IdrA and Zenio. Let's see who's going to win. On the map, Blistering Sands.
That's the map?
That's the map.
Let's go.
It's loading.
Okay.
Let's do this.